Hi, family. Rahubad Yasar. It's your Umi Dukes. Hi, Ptah. This one is for you. Of course, your mom will have to watch it and help you to understand some things. I will try to keep it as simple as possible until you yourself, Bastet, get the books, okay? And then you can begin to discover so many amazing things about people around you when you know their birth date and their name. So much can be revealed, okay? Hi, Ptah. How's my little Ptah? Boy, I know you've been bouncing all over the house. I know you've been into things. That's just you. That's what you do, Ptah. But remember what I said. You know, every now and then just get somewhere and just sit down and see how long you can be still. And have your mom or your sister time it. And y'all can make a game out of it just to see who can sit still the longest. Really. It'll be fun. And you can use it as a training tool to center your energy. Okay, so that it's not all over the place. Okay, Ptah? Okay. Now, I am not going to be repetitious in a lot of the information because that's there. I explained a lot of things in great detail about the significance of solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse in Ma'at's video that you can refer back to that deals with the significance of the children and how they relate to your relationship and what you need in that relationship to bring about a certain type of, balance in that relationship. So, without further ado, Ptah's solar eclipse happened in the house of Capricorn. Okay? Remember, I'm not dealing with his earth sign. That's something totally different, okay? So it happened in Capricorn. There was a solar eclipse January the 4th, 2011, prior to him being born, May the 6th, 2011. Okay? And there was a lunar eclipse. Now remember, the solar deals with what he came here to share and teach you, me, and the rest of the world. And the lunar deals with the lessons that he has to embrace. And what's so amazing about this, remember, Bastet, is that you will actually get to help your children to be trained up in the way that they should go according to their soul's mission. And you will understand a lot of things that they are experiencing and going through as they are embracing their life's lessons. Okay? Girl, I don't know whether to look down at this video screen or to look up at the camera. So if I look, kind of cockeyed and crazy, it's your Umi Dukes. That's why. That is why. I just look crazy. Okay? You get used to it. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Miss you, miss you, miss you, miss you, miss you. Do best. Perfect. Okay. So let's get started with our little sun. Now, here we are. Ptah's mission. He has come into this incarnation to teach his fellow beings the value of having a good reputation, because that's what Capricorn is all about. Having a good reputation. Status quo. Okay? Okay. So you have to be careful raising him not to always try to adapt himself to the way that people are going to be vocalizing how they feel and what they think about him, so that he's not trying to please everybody, and so that he naturally understands. You, Ptah, must learn how not to try to please everybody. You just have to learn how to do the right thing. Everybody's not going to like you because you won't do what they want you to do. So, Ptah, you're going to have to learn how to do the right thing for you according to the guidance from the Nataru Wusalafu, the overseers and your ancestors. Okay? That is what you're going to have to do. Trusting their guidance and your own little hidden self, your little Amun self, your little higher self. Okay, Ptah? All right. You have an intuitive sense. That means, Ptah, that sometimes you can pick up on people's energy, and you know whether they are a good person or not a good person. You can, kind of see through people. Not like see through them. Just means that you can pick up on their personality, Ptah, their character. You know whether or not they're a good person. So that's what intuitive means. It means that you know your higher self, your little Amun self inside of you, and your overseers, they be talking to you and they be telling you things, and you just know, Ptah. You have an intuitive sense that if you don't present yourself properly in public, your behavior can come back to haunt you at the most inopportune times. Means that if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, you're not going to get away with it, Ptah. Just because you're not around your mom and you're doing things that you know that you should not be doing, you're not going to get away with it. It's going to get found out. Yeah, some kind of way. Best that is going to find out. Your mama going to find out. Mad going to find out. We all going to find out when you're not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Operating in a not so good manner, you teach this lesson through suffering the consequences instead of reaping the rewards. Because when you know you're doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, and you get a beat down and a bullet, and you get put on punishment, you deserve it. Because you shouldn't have been doing what you was doing when you knew you shouldn't have been doing it. Ptah. Others can learn the value of a good reputation by seeing yours demeaned as a consequence of your own improper public behavior. That's just like your mama's trying to have a conversation and you just doing things, and she got to stop and yell at you to tell you to stop. Or it's just like she can be on the phone or whatever, and you just walk in there and just start talking. Total disregard for what other people are doing, because you feel like that what you want to do and what you need is more important than what they're doing right now. That is not how it works. You need to learn to say, excuse me, Ashmuni. Remember? Ashmuni. Excuse me. Get their attention in a proper way, Ptah. Don't just start walking up on folks and start talking to them and you see they doing something else. And when they doing something else, don't be thinking that you can just start acting like you can be just doing anything and everything like ain't nobody paying no attention to you. Mind your manners, young man, at all times. That's what you're here to teach us. We're learning from you how to act out in public. Okay? Ptah? All right then. Now, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you teach by presenting yourself with dignity and reserve. Dignity means that you show us how you're doing things right and what it looks like when you do things right. Okay? We're looking at you going, oh, so that's how we're supposed to act. Oh, okay. So Ptah is showing us how we're supposed to act, especially when we're in public. Okay? While you are in the company of others, even within your own family unit, pay attention, and best that Ptah, sometimes he's showing you, both of y'all, how you should be acting. Okay? When he's, doing the right thing. Every action is well thought out. Ptah, when you do things, boy, don't say you don't know why you did it. Yes, you do. You thought about it before you did it. Ptah, you even thought about how you was going to do it. Okay? So don't be talking about when Bastet asked you, Ptah, why did you do that? I don't know. Yes, you do know. You know why you do what you do when you're doing what you're doing. You plan to do it. Little strategist. That's what strategists will do. They plan things out and then they do it. And that's what you do. And that can be a good thing as long as you're doing what you should be doing. Okay? Now, you are so self-disciplined that you can bring a good friend to the airport. Okay, we're going to skip that part. You know what that part's about, best that. I think even as does my act have that same trait. Just so people don't get the wrong idea, Ptah, there are some things that you're just not going to do because you don't want people to be thinking that the wrong thing. So you won't even do it. Even if you like a person, like maybe you like some little girl, Ptah, and she wants you to hold her hand in public. But you don't think you should be holding her hand like that. Because maybe, you just think that it's not time. And so you won't hold her hand. Even if you like her, you won't even hold her hand in public. Because you don't want people looking at you going, oh, Ptah, I got a girlfriend. And maybe she's just a little girl that you are friendly with. You know, Ptah? You know what I'm saying? Help him out, best dad. Help him out. The protocol of achievement, best dad, that he's teaching us. He's teaching us the true definition and necessity of protocol through his intuitive understanding that when climbing the ladder of success, certain acknowledgments need to be made along the way. Recognizing that anyone above you on the ladder has a fear of looking down. Ptah understands that this fear comes from not wanting to be on the lower rung. And a rung is like on a ladder. And the steps on the ladder are called rungs. R-U-N-G-S. Ptah. Okay, they're called rungs. And you don't like being on that last step. Okay, you don't like that. You like the people to be looking up to you. You love it when we give you praise, Ptah. You love it when we say, oh, Ptah, how thoughtful. See, that means you up on a higher step on that ladder. Because we're looking up at you going, oh, that is so wonderful that you remember to be kind and thoughtful, honest, truthful. That just makes you the apple of our eyes, Ptah. That makes us just want to love you some more and more and more. I mean, we love you anyway, Ptah. Okay, we love you. But we really love you when you showing us how to, maneuver through life in a successful way by carrying ourselves in a certain manner with our behavior, especially when we're in public. Okay? Okay, baby? Now, whether striving for spiritual, material, or emotional success, everyone is comfortable in his or her chosen upward path. When someone else is encountered moving upward, it can either remind the person of where he or she was or cause the fear of not being recognized for accomplishments. Okay, so that's that. When Ptah does things that you think are outstanding, you really need to recognize him. You and Ma'at. Y'all need to give him his praise. Okay? Ma'at. I don't know where you at, but I'm tell you, baby brother, that's good, baby brother. That's wonderful. Now, when someone else is encountering moving upward, it can either remind the person of where he or she was or cause the fear of not being recognized for accomplishments. Those who are not secure in their current status can be very dangerous adversaries. Girls, y'all need to watch out. If y'all are not giving Ptah his just due, some things are going to have to change around here. He going to make sure of that. Okay? Ptah, why don't you succumb? I did that already, and you act like I didn't even do it. You act like it wasn't nothing. I'm supposed to do it, and you don't know how to say thank you. You know, y'all need to make sure you tell him thank you when he does things, and let him know how wonderful it was for him to do that. Okay? Now, because those who have fears are capable of pulling others down with them. Ptah, you do not have to compete for attention. We see you, we realize and we recognize that you exist. So you don't have to do things to get us to pay you some attention. You don't have to draw attention to yourself like, oh, look what I did. No, we're paying attention, Ptah. We're watching you. Okay, and when you do those wonderful things that you're supposed to do, we are so excited that you did it, you know, and keep doing it. Okay, now, in recognizing this need to respect another's achievements, you secure the ground for those with whom you work. So, Ptah, you need to tell your mom and your sister when they do good things, you need to go, oh, Mama, that is just, Umi, that's wonderful. My aunt, that's great that you were able to achieve that in school. That's great you were making straight A's or A's and B's, and I'm just proud of you as my sister. And I'm proud of you, Umi, for being my mom and doing some great things. Yeah, Ptah, you can tell them that you're proud of them when they do some things that, they're wanting recognition for. Yeah. Y'all do it for each other. Okay. This allows others to be more comfortable and gives them a clear vision to their own path with no unnecessary obstacles in their way. Through this intuitive, remember, intuitive means you know things, Ptah. You know things. People say, well, how do you know? And you go, I'm 6 years old, but I'm 7 years old in my mind. Because you realize, Ptah, that you have a very powerful mind. And the mind is a very powerful tool that we should use wisely. Right, Ptah? Okay. Now, through this intuitive awareness of recognizing that all must be respected and acknowledged, your path to the top can be easier if sometimes slower journey, but the route you have chosen to the top is clear to you. Girl, he know how he gonna be successful. Ptah, you got it all worked out, baby. I'm so proud of you. Mwah. Because you understand the necessity of protocol. Protocol. Google it for him, best that. And teach the lesson of respecting those who have gone before and their accomplishments. Meaning, Ptah, that you realize that a lot of things that you get to do now and even all throughout your life is because your ancestors have paid the price. Or even your mom has done things that has brought about you having an opportunity to go do things or this or that. And even your sister Maat, she's doing things that benefit you too. Okay, I told you, we are a family. We are all in this together. Okay? When one of us starts sinking, all of us is supposed to be rescuing the one that's sinking. Okay? Because you can't make the whole ship sink, just because you want to show out. No, we on that ship. We on this big old boat together. So we all got to do what we supposed to do, our functions, okay, to keep the ship from sinking. Okay? Everybody's in this together. Alright? Alright. Now, a role model. Ptah, you are a role model. People look up to little old you. When you're at school and you're doing the right thing and acting right, the other children are watching you and they're wanting to do like you do. They want to do the right things, and your teacher is so proud of you. She's like, wow, or he, depending on if your teacher's a man or a woman. When you're doing your work and you're doing things that you're supposed to be doing, them teachers love to tell your mom, your Umi, just how wonderful a student you are and how well behaved you are. Okay? Now, we're not talking about you let kids run up on you and push you and hit you and... No. Because when they doing that kind of stuff, Ptah, you don't have to yell it out. But you take yourself to the teacher and you say, listen, so-and-so is hitting me or pushing me or threatening me or whatever. And I'm letting you know as the adult in this situation that you really need to get a control of this person before I have to defend myself. And my mom is going to back me up because she's going to ask me, did I come and tell you that this person was bothering me? And then you're going to have to tell her, yeah. And she's going to ask you, well, what did you do? And if you didn't do nothing or you're not going to do anything and I got to protect myself, my mom is going to be pretty upset with you if you try to punish me when I done told you as the adult that this other child is bothering me. Okay? Because I'm not here for anybody to just run up on and hit me and push me and say crazy things to me either. I'm a person. I'm a very valuable person. Because you are, Ptah. You're valuable. We love you. You're valuable to the whole world. Because you're here to teach the whole world how to act. Especially in public. Okay? Now, you also understand and teach that if you want to succeed in this lifetime as you're growing up, Ptah, you must always conduct yourself as if someone were watching. Because somebody is, Ptah. The overseers that we call the Natharu and the ancestors, that means even your father, your dad, okay? He's still watching you too. You ain't getting away with nothing. You ain't getting away with nothing. Okay, Ptah? Nothing. So make sure you're conducting yourself. Remember I told you when I met you that you're a young man and that you should conduct yourself as a young man. You know how many times we had to tell you to stop doing something, especially at the ball. You were just doing things and we said, Ptah, don't do that, and you kept on. Ptah, don't do that, and you kept on. Ptah, don't do, till we was ready to knock you out. So when we say you're a young man and you know how to behave yourself, you do. You really do. So we're going to need you to behave yourself, especially when you're out in public, so people don't have to watch us knock you silly or look at you like you done lost your mind, Ptah. You're old enough to understand these things now. Okay? Trust me. I'm your Umi Dukes. I love you. Whatever examples, Ptah, you are setting, you will find yourself living a very visible lifetime. You're going to be important. You're going to be doing something important and the whole world going to be watching you. The public going to be watching you. Everybody going to be watching Ptah. Or at least your behavior will indicate that this is so. Okay? You, Ptah, appreciate that it is in your best interest to act as if everything you do will be uncovered. Cause it will. Told you a while ago. Ptah, you ain't getting away with nothing. You're not getting away with anything. You can't hide from the truth. Okay? So just try to do the right thing as much as you can. Yes, baby, we all make mistakes along the way, Ptah, and so will you. And we're going to still love you. You know, just do your best. Do your best, Ptah. Okay? Those around you learn that if they choose to go to the top, they must always conduct themselves as if every aspect of their lives were broadcast on television. Because you, Ptah, are teaching the value of maintaining a good reputation. Your energy automatically draws attention to you so that others can learn from you. It is up to you to choose whether you show yourself in a good way or a bad way to people. But either way, people learn about the importance of reputation by watching you. Others can learn from you how to climb the ladder of success, meaning to be successful in their job or in their career, their life. I mean, you're showing people how to be successful with their lives, Ptah. We're looking at you to show us how that works. How do you do that? And you show us by the way that you carry yourself. Okay? Ptah, you recognize that no forward motion can be taken until current ground is secured, whether it be in affairs of the heart or in business. Oh yeah, you working it out, Ptah. You teach others that before the next step is taken in a business venture or in a relationship, they must always be secure where they are. Meaning not having low self-esteem. I can't do nothing right. I can't. No, that's when you have low self-esteem. But when you have a good understanding of things about how to act in public, and you're confident. You know, Ptah, how you know when you can do things that you just, and we go, Ptah, how did you do that? You go, I just did it because I knew what to do. You're confident like that, Ptah. We love it. Now, this is similar to the actions of a mountain goat. This is an example, Ptah. who sometimes goes sideways or takes a few steps backward, but gets to the top without falling because it does not step on ground that is not secure. You, Ptah, are here to lead an exemplary lifetime, meaning by example. You teach by example. We're learning from you by what you do. Okay, Ptah? And model in your own behavior the principles for which you stand. There are some things you have made up your mind that you're just not going to do because it's not right. And we thank you for being so committed and devoted to standing your ground and saying, I'm not doing that because it's not right. Okay? Through your ability, Ptah, to commit to an ideal or an idea and uphold it by virtue of the way you live your life, you teach others that it is possible to stand for a principle that is larger than your personal lives while still going about your day-to-day activities. You teach us the value of commitment, since you have the capacity to materialize whatever you want, Ptah. Through the power of your pledge and the ability to keep your goal solidly in mind, meaning you focus on it, Ptah, until you get the results that you want. This level of awareness allows you to use everything that comes across your path to assist you in reaching your goal. Okay? Your tools. You got to use certain things to be able to do certain things. And that's what you do. You figure out what's the best thing to use. In this way, you teach us the value of adversity. You know, sometimes things just don't work out, do they, Ptah? That's okay, baby. That's the way it happens. Sometimes, and sometimes you're going to get all down in the mouth about it and you're going to be sad about it. Okay, that's okay. Don't stay sad forever. That just means you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay? With a good attitude, okay, about it. People drawn to you, Ptah, tend to be overly emotional and sensitive, and they need to learn to function in the material world. Through your natural ability to teach responsibility and protocol, you show them how to succeed in areas where previously they floundered. They failed miserably. You aid others, Ptah, in not taking the external world so personally that they allow its harshness to cause them emotional upsets. You teach those, Ptah, around you to be responsible for their actions because you know that whatever you do in life will be judged by others. You understand that society tends to be judgmental. That means people that you're around. And you are teaching others to get along with society, to interrelate, and to be successful. Through you, we learn that by living within the limits society sets, we will be judged by those around us. It is very important for you, Ptah, to teach others to be useful and act in a manner that serves society, since by doing this, you will feel you are living a responsible life. Okay? Now that's your lunar. That's your solar. That's what you said that you would come and be born to help do and to teach us how to do it, how we should act out in public, and how we should be courteous and respectful to people, so that we can be successful in our own life and in our jobs, our careers, okay? Now, your lunar is in Gemini. Oh boy. These are the lessons that you get to embrace. You get to have fun learning these lessons, Ptah. Not all of them are going to be fun, but you got to learn them anyway, and then be thankful and grateful that you learned them. Okay? As long as they're not going to hurt you and hurt anybody else, you look forward to these lessons. Let's see where you are. You are, Gemini is, Gemini. Cancer, Leo. Is right. Taurus, Gemini. There we go. The lessons you come to embrace are in the house and sign of Gemini. So that's that. Remember, you need to read up on everything about these particular signs, okay, so that you can know how to help your children. Okay. Ptah, your mission when learning your lessons is still a mission. You are learning, how to communicate about the correct use of language and appropriate social behavior. I love our sciences. They keep you connected, okay? Whatever's happening in the mission that you came to teach us, the lessons that you're going to be learning is going to teach you, Ptah, how to teach us those lessons in the best way to teach us. How about that? Isn't that wonderful? I think it's just ideal. Ptah, you are learning not to take things for granted or assume that others perceive things the same way you do. Sometimes explanation, you're going to have to explain yourself, young man. In the process of honoring this lesson, you must depart from your past life hermit consciousness. Yes, we know sometimes, Ptah, you rather do things for yourself, by yourself, with yourself, and you don't want to be bothered and all of that. Well, sometimes it's good, but not all the time. Not all the time. And embark, that means start out on, a journey of social awareness. You are learning how to act in public. Okay? You got to learn how to act in public. In order to integrate your lessons, you must align your mind with that of your fellow beings so you can share the knowledge you have gained in another existence before this one. In your journey, Ptah, through life, you come to recognize that others seem to misunderstand your communications. They don't understand what you're saying. So then show us if we don't understand, and then help us to understand what you're saying, Ptah, by, explaining things and making sure that we understand what you're saying. Okay? Now, why? Accustomed to living within your own mind. We can't read your mind, Ptah. You often do not realize that your internal thought processes have not been expressed verbally. See, you thought about it, but you didn't tell us about it. We can't read your mind. So when you do something, you think you told us, but you really didn't. Okay? So make sure that you tell us when you getting ready to do something. Okay? Make sure you tell your mama and my aunt, when you get ready to do things. And since we all share that master vowel, the A, birthdate, I'm not going to reread that either. Refer a lot of things you can refer back to Matt's video, especially with the letter T, because he has a T in his name like she does. So you can refer back to her video about the T. I will be doing the letter P and the letter H for him, okay? Because neither one of you have the letter P in your first name or the letter H, okay? So we will go through that, and we will do we will calculate up his birth date, and we will see what the number value is from that and what that means. And then that will wrap it up, okay? Because I did a very thorough video with Matt, okay? Okay. Now, asking for feedback, Ptah. To eliminate the frustration of being misunderstood, you need to see if what you said or thought you said was clearly understood. You are learning that communication is more than verbalization. It has to do with clear, effective giving and receiving of information. So even when your mama tells you to do something, when Umi Bastat tells you to do something, and you really don't understand what she's telling you to do, ask her to explain it better. And act the same way. And then when you tell them things, you need to make sure that they understand that what you're saying, so that they'll do it the way that you're telling them to do it. And the same goes with you, Ptah. Gotta listen and then make sure that you understand what people are saying to you. Okay? And that people understand what you're saying to them. When people are able to tell you what they have heard, this will ease your frustration and teach you how to be more articulate, meaning even more exact with the words that you're going to use to explain yourself and make people aware of what it is that you want them to know. As you learn to communicate more effectively, you will be able to reduce the number of times you have to ask people, do you understand what I'm saying? Did you understand what I'm saying? See, you won't have to keep doing that. When you clearly make it easy for people to understand what you're saying and what you mean. And then the same with you. When you're dealing with your Umi and your sister, Ma'at. Fear makes you stop listening. See, Ptah, when you think you're going to get in trouble, or you're going to get in trouble, you just stop listening. You stop listening because you're like, oh boy. So you pretend like if you don't hear somebody that you can get away with something. But we told you, you ain't getting away with nothing. Nothing. Okay? Although you know, you know things, Ptah. Although you know intuitively that in this lifetime you must learn to relate with society, you still feel fearful. That's because you don't trust everybody, and you know everybody can't be trusted. So even just that alone makes you not really want to be around a lot of people and deal with a lot of people. When you start seeing that they're not really all that they are, okay, that they pretend to be. This is because you do not yet trust your own mental abilities and the soundness of your belief system. You know, as a Nuwapian young man, you've got to study and really learn about your culture and what it is, what it means to be a Nuwapian, and how does a Nuwapian behave, not just out in public, but at home. You know, like, what's so special about being a Nuwapian? And Bastet, you know, that's explained at the beginning of all of the scrolls. You know, why it's better to be us and not them. Okay? Ptah, you think that if you interact too much with others, their views and opinions may rub off on you. You fear that you can be too easily swayed from your own mental process and ideas by the communications of others. You are so easily distracted, you got to get a hold of that, that as a defense mechanism, you sometimes block out others and don't hear what they have to say at all. When your mind is made up that you're going to do something, regardless, even if it's going to get you in trouble. You also tend to verbalize what you want to have happen instead of what is actually going to happen. You say, I wish so-and-so, 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 Ptah, when that ain't how it's going to happen. And This is because you want to program only positive information. You must learn that sometimes you need the negative information also in order to put yourself on a positive path. You are learning to accept the awareness of what is transpiring and the reason for being in an existence in which you need social interaction. The purpose is to accelerate your own growth process while in that little physical body, okay, and living in this physical little world. And if you refuse, Ptah, to make these lessons a part of your life, the so-called negative side of things, then you won't have the information you need for your own future growth. Okay? Now, and you got to learn when to say no. Learning when to say no. As you learn to be sociable, Ptah, you must understand how people are seeing you so you can adjust your behavior and learn to participate more appropriately in social situations. This isn't something that you have been born knowing how to do, but it is particularly important for you to integrate, means mix it in with the information into your personality. You often think that being gracious means everything nice, while sometimes being gracious means saying thank you, but no, or no thank you, but may I take a rain check, or simply give the logical, factual reason behind your no. Why are you saying no, Ptah? And ask if you could join them at another time. It is truly more gracious to decline an invitation politely than to accept out of a fear that if you say no, the person will never invite you again. Fear may make you reflect too much sweetness and not enough honesty. See, Ptah, be honest. Tell the truth. Just be honest with people. It is not your intent to not be honest. You just don't want to close any doors because you are aware of needing to learn how to interact socially in this lifetime. As you become more open to learning from others how to socialize with mutually clear communication, you learn that there is a time to say no. This allows you, Ptah, to socialize in a more balanced way and also ensures that you have the time alone that you need. By not overcommitting, your lessons become easier and you avoid social blunders. By learning to say no and when to say no, you can actually begin to enjoy socializing, meaning playing around, for it is no longer a strain. You do realize it when you want to, instead out of fear. Okay? Needing time alone. Yeah, Ptah, sometimes you just got to take time out and just be with Ptah. You know, go in your room and maybe just tell your Umi and Ma'at that you just need some alone time. Okay? This is very important for you, because when you feel that you have given too much of yourself to others and given away too much of your time, which you value so highly, you may find yourself trapped in a pattern of not showing up, not keeping your appointments, and being unreliable. Meaning, we can't depend on you to do what you said you was going to do. You're going to change your mind and not tell us and stuff. Okay? Now, by learning to say no, you can actually begin to enjoy socializing, for it is no longer a strain. You do it when you want to, instead of out of fear. Needing that time alone. So, here's what I'm trying to think of easier ways to transmit this information. When you have learned to respect your own needs, Ptah, then you can show us how to be sociable even when we desire to escape from being around people. By facing both desires openly and communicating your needs to others honestly, it's okay to tell us, that you want to be by yourself sometime. It's okay, just tell us. Okay? Now, here's some things to expect Bastet in his little body. Physical integration. When Ptah chooses not to learn the lessons of communication, he may experience difficulty with the lungs, the nervous system, and the hands, the arms, and shoulders. Okay? Remember that. And what happens in his body when he's not doing the things that he promised to come here and teach us? Because I don't think I went over that. These are the things that's going to happen. I know, Bested, you'll be so glad when you can get the books. I know you're going to make good use of them to get more understanding and overstanding of yourself and your children and everybody else around you. And me. Knowing what my mission is. Okay? That'll help us all to know how to blend with each other. Okay? This is what this information helps us to know how to do. To blend with each other and not interrupt each other's mission, but to help each other to accomplish their mission. Okay? Now, when he's not doing what he should be doing, when you, Ptah, are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, these are some other things that's going to go on in your body that tells you, uh-oh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, what I promised to do. Okay. Since you stand for stability and responsibility, just like the bone structure in the physical body, without the stability of the bones, the body could not move or be responsible for itself. It would be nothing but a limp pile. You, Ptah, intuitively understand the need for taking responsibility when you are in alignment with yourself. But stay aware of your physical structure. For if you are not accepting or teaching responsibility in a proper way, you are not teaching the body to be responsible for itself. Hold on one second. Okay, it's time to turn the heat off. Instead of turning it down. Okay? Okay. So, now, if the structure malfunctions, it can weaken the knees, or you may become susceptible to problems with your bones, your teeth, or anything that has to do with calcium in the body. You can also be prone to bruises, rashes, skin cancer, dry skin, eczema, spleen disorders, and rheumatism. Okay? There may also be, your stomach might even hurt sometimes when you're not teaching us the lessons that you came to teach us. That's that. Now, that came out of here, remember, Bastet. The other thing, his birthday adds up to a 24. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So he deals with vision and acceptance. Okay? Along with his mission. I tell you, boy, you ain't getting away with nothing. Those on the 24-6 life path are here to work through issues of perfectionism, process, and responsibility. Taking life one step at a time, manifesting their vision in practical ways, and accepting the inherent perfection of their life. Now, I don't mean, don't mean, what you consider to be perfect may not be perfect to everybody else. Okay? Even though you see the way it should happen, like your mom, he shares that with you, a trait that you have, that's that, of seeing how things should be done, but everybody ain't going to want to do it your way, so you're going to have to accept that and let them learn on their own sometime. And then they'll come right back to you and go, so what do you suggest? And you'll be like, don't go, I told you so. Don't do that. Just say, well, let's look at it. I was thinking that if you do it this way, or we did it that way, and then, you know, after they done ran their little head into a brick wall, just like you do sometimes, Ptah, Bastet, you back up from the brick wall and you go, oh, I guess I should do something different, or I should do things differently. Make sure that the things that you're planning are things that you can actually do. Okay? Don't be afraid of a challenge that's going to help you to grow. As long as you're not hurting yourself and hurting others and letting others hurt you, you good to go. Okay? 24-6s experience issues with family somewhat more acutely than those that are working the opposite 42-6. The 2 and the 4 have energies that are more similar than any other 2 digits, sharing tendencies toward over-analysis, codependency, a sense of over-responsibility for the lives and feelings of others, strength and stubbornness, okay? you already know that when you're working in a positive, Ptah, you're bright, you're productive, and you're supportive, and you have a good relationship with your friends and your associates and your family. But when you're not, you feel frustrated and impatient. You get impatient, Ptah, with your life because nothing meets your high standards or happens as quickly as you think it ought to happen. Then you just start doing all kinds of crazy things, Ptah. That's not the way to get it done. He's hypersensitive to criticism, Bastet. So, y'all can't be criticizing him. But you're going to have to develop some thick skin, Ptah, because there's people out in the world is not going to care about how you feel, how sensitive you are. So you're going to have to learn how to not really what people think about you, not let it bother you all the time. Now, one thing good about Ptah, when he do get sick, he gets well quickly. He knows what he's supposed to do. He can get well quickly. Don't let him get stressed out, Ptah. Don't stress out. Don't get stressed out. Yeah, okay? His talent, work and finances, strength and precision make body work, architecture, or service-oriented professions enjoyable. Body work. Become a trainer. Exercise, liking to build buildings and things like that. Anything, Ptah, where you are helping others is good for you to think about that as, you get older and people say, so what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, you think about things that can be helpful to others that you like, okay? You'll make an excellent advisor, counselor. You'll also make an excellent athlete, a gymnast, a diver, tennis player, skaters. And one of the things it says is you make the best athletes. Okay? The key for him is to cut through the shoulds and ideals and rediscover what he really enjoys doing, Bastet. Find out, Ptah, what you really enjoy doing, and that's what you're really going to excel at. Finances depend upon how practical rather than idealistic. Ptah, you just can't go around spending up all your money. You're going to have to learn to save money, spend it on the right things, and some things you want. But learn how to manage money early, Ptah. Now, some of the questions, some of the things, accept yourself as you are, not as you should be. Enjoy the process. Appreciate that no perfect job or perfect person exists. Relax and breathe. You are not responsible for others. Stay open to listening to what your mom or Matt may suggest to help you do better. Some useful questions is, do I fully realize my present value and capacity? Am I honest with myself? Does my life feel stable and settled? The laws that are governing our little Ptah Bastet is the law of flexibility. Staying flexible, we make the best use of difficulties in changing situations. Things change, Ptah. I know I said I was going to do so-and-so, but something came up. Things change. Accept it. Don't get mad. Don't feel sad. Just go, okay. So we're going to do it later, or what do we do now that, things have changed? And then Bastet, all of us need to be trying to tell him something Not just, oh, when I get to it. That is not the answer. No, not for Ptah. Okay? The law of process. We can best achieve our goals by taking one small, sure step at a time. I told you're a little strategist, Ptah. You be already working things out in your mind and planning stuff. The law of perfection. Ptah, make sure that when you have visions or if it's something that you want to do, make sure that you can actually do it. And then even understand that with other people, Ptah. Maybe they're trying to do something that they really cannot do. Okay? And they need to accept that they really cannot do it. And you're going to have to do the same thing. The law of no judgments. The universe does not judge us. It only teaches us through natural consequences. So, don't, people, you judging me. No, I'm not judging you. I'm just, it's a natural consequence, that when you do certain things happen. Even when you don't do nothing, something gonna happen. So whether you're doing the right thing or not, things are gonna happen, Ptah. So why don't you try to always, as much as you can, participate in doing the right things and showing us how to do it and why we should do it and the rewards that we're going to get when we do the right thing. And sometimes you may not even get rewarded when you're doing the right thing, but stay committed, Ptah. When you know it's the right thing to do, be willing to stand alone and say, all right, I'll just do it by myself then. I'll do the right thing by myself. I don't care what y'all say. It's the right thing to do for me, so I'm going to do it. Okay? Good. I told you that I would read to you out of this book the information about your birthday, and the number that it came up to is in this book. Okay, so let's read about your letter P. Ooh, Ptah. The P, the power of hidden expression. The colors are scarlet. The planet is Mars. Okay, read up on the planet Mars, Bested, and let him wear the color scarlet, not a bright red and all that. Scarlet. Each letter has a different color, including a vowel, and we can wear these colors to strengthen our relationship and with our name and the energy with the name, okay? Inherent within the power of this letter is the force of expression, the power of the word. Ptah, watch what you say and how you're saying things, because depending on how you say things, you can hurt people's feelings, or depending on how you say things, you can make people feel good about themselves, okay? Things come to these individuals in unordinary ways, and they should not expect too much at once. Ptah, learn that sometimes things take time. Doesn't mean no, it just means that it takes time, and you have to be patient, okay? And investigate, things, Ptah, to understand how to overcome what's happening to you in your life. It had to be something that you did, the reason why something is happening. Okay, like that. Doesn't mean that you necessarily did something wrong. It just means you live in a world where the world doesn't always reward people for doing things that are right. Especially if it's threatening the way that they do something. And then here you come along, just like the master teacher. Okay? and upsetting the whole balance of they little games, Ptah. Okay? The letter P can lead one towards impatience, so you got to learn patience. And there are often emotional and mental conflicts. Insecurity may reflect itself with an ensuing feeling of being lost. So we got to make sure that little Ptah is not feeling insecure about things. Ptah, you need to make sure you talk to us and tell us how you feel about things. On the other hand, when activated and balanced fully, it endows one, meaning gives one a great ability, with the great endurance, courage, and faith. It stimulates great self-awareness and an energy to change how things are going in your life when you don't like it. There is always a longing for spiritual progress within those of this letter. I mean, best that he won't know. He won't know. So let him read as many scrolls and everything that he want to read and explore outside, reading other things about spirituality and other people, all the religions. He needs to study as he's growing up. He needs to know why people are this and that and that and this. Ptah, you are very excellent to call upon when we need assistance, because you have come to give much to humanity, and you have brought the ability to do so from the past into the present. And you're very good at uplifting spirits, meaning making people happy when they don't feel good or they're sad. There's a strong maternal instinct and a great love of children or the child within other people. Any lessons in purification and transformation of the individual's character serve to develop a high perception of the beauty that resides within all, regardless of outer appearances, and there unfolds a grace that touches the heart of all. You can see the goodness in people, Ptah, and you can also see the other stuff that ain't so good, okay? And the letter H, the keynote is the power of the word. Ooh, there you go again, expressing imagination and intuition. Brilliant reds, and I said, not no brilliant red. Don't be wearing no bright red hats and stuff on your head. Wear some purple and stuff and gold hats. Don't be wearing red up top. And that's too much. Okay? And it's related to the sign Aries. Okay? So you have to be very careful. This is the letter tied to the power of speech and its manifestation. What it produces. I told you, Ptah, when you say things a certain way, it can make people feel a certain way. So you have to be careful with what you say and how you say it. And remember we talked about the rung, like on a ladder, the step. You don't like being on that last one. You rather be up there where people are looking up to you. But remember, if you're up there, that means you have more responsibility. And what goes up must come down. And if you are relying on people's, the way they think about you and how they feel about you to govern your life, then that means that they can knock you off the ladder anytime they get ready. And, you'll be hurt. And you don't want to do that. That's why you put yourself in a position to where you're not really relying on how people think about you. You appreciate their help, their assistance, and things of that nature. But to let them tell you what to do all the time, just so you can be their friend and keep a job or whatever, no. Sometimes you must take a stand for what you firmly believe in, okay? That's it. So Bestet, you're wonderful. Ma'at is wonderful. Ptah is wonderful. Work on fulfilling your missions. Work on embracing your lessons. Okay? Everything's going to be alright. Everything is already alright. Okay? I'm going to say, Wadu, Ashuk Amtkum. I love you all. Take care of each other. Love each other. Wadu.